In for the Night is a podcast that discusses movies, random topics, and gives you an excuse to just stay in for the night.
I like that. That was cute.
That fucks me up.
You paused.
You know how if I'm on the phone talking to somebody and it reverberates or echoes back at me, it fucks when I'm trying to say something and then it echoes back at me my voice. I can't deal with that.
Why, you don't like your own voice?
No.
I think you sound gorgeous.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi. What's your name?
I don't know these days. My name is Katie.
Oh my God.
I was trying to think of something off the top of
Jesus.
I am Penguin.
There you go. Hey. Penguin. Well, nice to meet you, Penguin.
Did we say that?
G-Dog.
Did we ever say why?
I don't think so.
So, funny story. So we were watching or listening to a song or something, and it was like All of My Ladies or something, and Ty mentioned all of my ladies. I'm like, no, all of my women. I'm like, no women. And he's like, aren't you a woman? I said, no, I identify as a penguin. It was just
identify as a penguin.
So that's where I'm at. So I'm penguin.
So you're a penguin now.
Because I waddle. I'm fat like a penguin. Waddle like a penguin.
God. For one, penguins are not fat unless we're talking about the
fluffy.
Batman penguin. He's fat.
Aww.
But we're not.
Danny
we're
DeVito.
talking about normal penguins, and they're not fat. So
you know that movie fucked me up as a kid because first and foremost, I really don't like DC movies for some reason. I just never liked them.
I don't know why not. They're dark, and you're
dark. But it's
dark.
not like a good dark. It's a boring dark.
What is your dark? Like fucking possession and murderous intent?
Obviously.
Jesus, you need to calm your tits, okay? Okay.
Why do you hate me so much? Anyway, so the reason why it fucked me up is the one with the penguin was when Danny DeVito was eating a raw fish and he bit through it and he's like, that fucked me up. That one.
I think that would fuck up anybody.
But I liked the one with Catwoman. I think that's the same one.
I'm pretty sure it is.
The same one because Catwoman I'm obsessed with because I wanted to be a cat. And it was Michelle Pfeiffer who's hot.
I still want to be a cat.
I still want to be a cat.
Yeah.
So, and she's hot. But the thing that's the coolest part is when she did the whip scene in the department store where she whipped off the heads. She did that on the first try in one take. She did it herself.
Yeah, because she likes whips.
Who doesn't?
Kinky.
Hey,
boo-boo.
And technically, Catwoman's dead because she died and the cats brought her back.
Oh, well, see, there you go.
She
has 9 lives. Well, 8.
Down. I think at the end of it, she was like down to 6 or something.
Oh. Well, she's at 6. That's still a lot.
But that would be my choice of weapon. If I was going to be...
A whip?
I thought that would be cool.
We're going to do take a whip to a gunfight?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, you won't last
very long.
Wonder Woman
does, and nobody complains about her.
She's also a god, babe. So
am I.
A little different.
You're welcome.
She has speed and strength.
Are you not calling me fast?
No, you're not fast.
So you're calling me fat.
Just because you're not fast does not mean you're fat. I'm not fast, and I'm not fat.
Oh, it's because I'm a penguin, so I waddle. But I can swim fast. And
there
then eventually
Don't you not even really know how to swim?
I really don't know how to swim.
Geez, so you're not a penguin at all, then.
I can dive in, but just can't get out.
You just won't be able to get out or go anywhere.
Be eaten by a killer whale. Let's go.
I don't think killer whales eat people.
Eat penguins, yes, they do.
Oh, penguins, yeah.
Penguins, seals. They're little assholes.
Dolphins. Do they eat dolphins? I think dolphins.
I don't think they live in the same
realm.
Yeah. Because they're orcas. Orcas live in Nordic, colder
Isn't
waters.
Orca a flower?
Orchid is a flower.
Oh.
Orca is a type of whale.
Same thing.
And so they live in colder climates, and so they will eat like seals and shit. And then I always wanted to see a narwhal. A narwhal?
What the fuck is that?
It's like a whale with a spike out of its head. It's like a unicorn.
It's like a swordfish, but a whale?
It's a whale. It's a narwhal. It's a bony protrude coming out of the front of their face.
And they use that to stab
Pretty
things?
much, yeah.
Interesting.
And it's on Elf, the movie Elf, if you want to see it.
The one with, what's his name?
Yeah.
Will
Ferrell.
Will Ferrell? Never seen it.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Never seen Elf.
I guess that's going to be our Christmas episode.
I mean, that's a long time from now, but, yeah, can be. If you remember, which I doubt.
I know. We have like a list. We watched Mixed Nuts last time, so That was a new one a lot of people haven't seen because it's one of Steve Martin's
Like first movies.
beginning movies.
I mean, it was Mixed Nuts was good. It was mixed nuts for sure.
He's like, I love grape jelly.
Oh yeah,
Adam
I was
Sandler.
like, what are you talking about?
I was like, Adam Sandler's in it, and it's not a big part, but he has a part in it.
I mean, it's sort of a big part. He's like from the middle all the way to the end.
But it's just a lot of big name people are in it. And anyway, we're not talking about Mixed Nuts today.
No, we're not. We're talking about Gray Man.
But we're not on that part yet. How was your
No,
week?
we're not. Well, it's exciting because I only got one more week at this base maintenance place, and I'm going back to the line, so I'm super stoked.
DFW.
Can't
And I'm gonna
fucking wait.
You're going to work, bitch.
I am.
Sign up for field trips, do overtime, do all that.
Yep. So I think we're going to have to put the podcast on pause. I'm just kidding.
No, we're not. We are pre-recording a lot of shit. So, and we might be doing it distance-wise. So if in the coming episodes it doesn't sound as great, it's probably because we're in two separate areas.
No, I'm just going to have to come back on my off days, figure something out, because that distant thing, I don't know, unless we can figure out a legit way to do it.
Well, yeah.
Because doing it on the phone like we did with the other buddy, that
Carlos.
was not that good. So,
Well, I mean, we can test it out and see if it works out.
or I can just come back home. So
Or that. So that's the plan, folks. But that's where we're at. Are you going to ask me how my week is?
yeah, I was waiting for you to finish.
I've been sleepy. I've slept a lot this week. Like Friday, I slept for what? 17 hours?
No, like 24 hours.
I could sleep a lot. But I get sleepy and I just want to sleep and lay down and enjoy life.
Well, yeah, because you wake up super early and you work out 7 days a week.
Yes, Yanni McGee.
It's like every time I like talk regularly, it's like I'm not breathing in enough, so I yawn.
You're boring yourself.
No, I'm not bored. I'm just not breathing in enough air. My lungs need air. My body needs
Your
oxygen.
brain needs air.
Fuck my brain. Doesn't need oxygen.
I was going to say something really mean and I didn't.
Say it. What brain?
No.
Oh.
Fuck my brain. Oh, crap. I forgot what it was going to be. I thought it was going to be funny, but now I can't remember it.
Wow, that was extremely fast to forget. I thought I was bad.
I'm bad.
Holy crapola.
Holy crap. Crap on a cracker.
Crap on a cracker.
We're watching
Who's
the
that?
Big Bang Theory, Penny.
Oh, yeah.
Crap on a cracker. Yeah.
That would be delicious. Crap on a cracker?
You can eat it. That's totally fine.
No, you can eat it. It'd
I'm
be
good.
delicious.
Can I get a Triscuit?
And then you can put like cheese on it.
You know,
Holy crap on a cracker with cheese.
have you ever seen the TV show Fear Factor?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to watch that, and I was always like, I could do the stunts, but it's just the eating shit.
I wouldn't eat a damn thing or get in a fucking cage with cockroaches or tarantulas. I was watching this one thing on, I think it was Instagram. It was like talking like, I guess it was worst jobs type thing. But this guy was in like a pipe or a sewage area and he was trying to like clean it or something. But there was literally cockroaches crawling all over him and like all over the place. And he's just not even like brushing them off. He's just cleaning the fucking thing, like doing his thing. I'm like, hell no. You cannot pay me enough to do that. Oh, I'll give you $1 billion and crawl in there with cockroaches. You can eat my asshole. Like, no. Or tarantulas. Or bugs in
See,
general.
that's the thing. If we were ever to go on, not Survivor, what is it? Amazing Race, you can do like the heights shit, like jumping off of cliffs and swinging down or whatever. I could do like the being in spider buggy. Everybody take a shot. The dogs are wrestling.
Damn, 9 minutes in.
Good job.
No, this is long. Normally it's like 2 minutes.
And Lala's dead on the sofa.
She's being cute like always.
I gave him baths today. Anyway,
Yeah.
back to Amazing Race. So Amazing Race, we would do okay, but you dawdle and you'll just sit there and stare at the sun, and
I would.
and I'll be like,
And I would do
let's
it
go.
purposely just because you say I dawdle all the time.
You
So-
do. It is
Not
just,
all the time. If I don't need to rush, I'm not going to fucking rush.
Sometimes it's not on your schedule though.
Yeah, it is. Everything's on my schedule.
Okay. What is it? CPT?
Technically it's CP time, but I always say CPT time. So it's color people time.
So can you explain what color people time is? Because I'm
Late
not
to
black.
everything. So
I'm not black, so I can't say it because it sounds racist coming from me. But you can say it.
You're married to me, so
somebody tried
late to everything.
Somebody tried to say that I was racist. No, I was just calling somebody an idiot because they were being stupid. And they're like, "You're just racist." I'm like, "Bitch, I'm not racist." And they're like, "Yeah, you are." I'm like, "Well, okay, tell my black husband that." And then I walked away.
I'll be like, "Yeah, she is." 100%.
What is CPT?
I already said it. Color people time. You're late to everything. I said it like 3 times
So
already.
it's just on your schedule, which is rude. So don't be rude.
It's not being rude. I just don't dawdle. You think I'm dawdling, but if I go fast, I forget shit. Like I forgot my phone the other day.
I didn't.
And we were already like halfway to the gym. So
I didn't even rush you, and you already.
Yeah, but
Y'all
you were already in a vehicle, so I was trying to hurry up. So
You could have just been like, "Oh, double check every time."
I
Phone,
did.
wallet,
I
keys.
did this, and I felt the square, but it was my wallet, not my phone. So
Okay, let's get into our meat and potatoes.
taters and meat.
Taters. No taters. Okay.
Today's movie is
Chosen by
The
Tyler.
Gray Man, chosen by me, and she just does not like action because she's freaking weird. So
bored.
even though like ghost movies are action because people get like possessed and die and shit like that, that's still action.
That's interesting.
But for some reason, I don't like action movies.
I'm sorry.
So, but then she made me watch fucking Labyrinth and
That was awesome.
whatever the fuck that movie is. Terrible movies. Did I complain? No.
Yes.
But no,
You
I
still
didn't.
complain. Oh, you
I
made me watch
complained
SUX.
after the fact. But you're like, ugh, the whole time the movie's, and you're like slamming shit like a child. Anywho, off my soapbox. So, The Gray Man, 2022 action thriller. We have, okay, nothing there. Jesus. So, well, I mean, Google's, I always trust Google. Fuck like IMDb and Rotten Potatoes and all that
You
other
have to
shit.
say them all.
Can I get to it, please? Thanks.
Okay, dollar.
So, I'm going to throw your fucking phone. 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb Bizzle. We have 46% on Rotten Potatoes.
We don't know what's real.
Potatoes.
Every time we say it now, it's always rotten potatoes, even though it's rotten
Potatoes.
tomatoes.
We have 49% on Metacritic. This is hurting my eyeballs. And then, but we have 87% of Google users. Thank you, Google. Y'all are the tits.
But no.
No. Don't need to hear it.
The 3 ratings against Google users. Like the 3 ratings, it was like a 6.8.
Those are always
46,
usually bad, and then
46.
Google's usually high.
That has to tell you
Or
something.
it's like vice versa.
Google is very, like, I guess, grading on a curve. Everybody passes. If you write your name down, everybody passes.
What? Like IMDb, I don't even know who the people are who rate the movies on IMDb. Like,
you should look that up someday.
And then Rotten Potatoes, I don't know who rates it on that either. I don't know if it's like people like us or if it's actual movie critics. I don't know.
Actual movie critics.
Well, then they're fucking terrible. So I don't trust them.
Or they just have standards.
Okay, what is freaking Deadpool's ratings on IMDb?
You have my phone. I can't look it up. Why don't you finish reading it and we'll look up Deadpool?
Could you stop being angry?
No. I'm an angry penguin, damn it.
Squawk. So synopsis.
Penis, peni.
Took me a second. When the CIA's top asset, who is Ryan Gosling,
Wait, can I just interject really quick?
Court Gentry? I didn't know that was his name. Court?
Yeah. Court
Seriously?
Gentry. I
did not
it's
know
like
that was his name.
It's like a guard. It's
Oh, they always said 6. They never said his name. So I don't know.
So court gentry is something like in the realm of royalty. If you have a court gentry, it's somebody who's protecting of somebody else. So he's protecting of Claire.
Oh, yeah, true.
But you know what they should have done? They should have put Chris Evans as 6 because then they could have put ass-et because he's America's ass.
Oh, yeah. That's probably why they didn't do that.
That'd be funnier.
When CIA's top asset, his identity known to no one, uncovers agency secrets, he triggers a global hunt by assassins set loose by his ex-colleague.
Dun, dun, dun.
Release date is July 22nd, 2022. Directors are Joe Russo and Anthony Russo.
Brothers.
And then producers, same people plus other folks. Adapted from The Gray Man, distributed by Netflix, and then box office again. I think it's one of those things again. It's 454,000.
Because it's Netflix
So I think
movie, so it's only on Netflix.
Yeah, and also it's probably like a movie, kind of like the way
Film festival.
Yeah, film festival. There we go. So we had. Why does that keep happening? Ryan Gosling as Court Gentry, or AKA Six. We have Anna de Armas as Deanna Miranda. We have Chris Evans as Lloyd Hansen. Julia Butters. She is Fitzroy. And then Jessica, she looks Asian there. The girl with the short hair, Suzanne, she looks Asian.
Oh,
that's
shit.
weird. Suzanne Henrik as Suzanne Brewer. And I don't know how to say the Indian guy's name.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even going to attempt. But his name in the movie is Avik San. And then we have Roger Jean Page.
He's
as
the Duke.
Carmichael.
He's Duke Simon in Bridgerton.
Oh, that's who he is?
Yeah, he's my future
He
husband.
did look familiar. So, yeah.
And he's British.
Oh, yeah. Look at...
I'm going to look it up. Give me a
No,
second.
her right there.
What's her...
Shouldn't she look Asian right there?
Oh, shit, yeah.
It's crazy.
Cool. Interesting. So we're going to look up Deadpool... Ooh, Deadpool 3, 2024.
Well, yeah.
Rotten Potatoes is 85%. But across the board, everything is high except for Metacritic.
What is Metacritic?
65%. So it's even still better than this.
Yeah, but Deadpool is like one of the best movies ever made, so it should be
So it's 8 out of 10
100% on everything.
8 out of 10, 85%, 65%, and then Google users has it 86%. So
See?
it's
So
like
the other one is... See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's flip-flop. So if Metacritic and all that other stuff is high, Google users is usually lower than what it should be. Know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
sure.
So, yeah, this is a
Holy
roller
shit.
coaster of a movie because they go all over the place.
So I kind of just separated everything into like countries, and it's just like, just kidding. Okay, I don't have anything written next to the country because nothing really happened at some certain countries. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
and so I got bored of trying to explain what fight scene happened, so I put another fight scene, another one. ...
I mean, it is a fight
Unrealistic.
scene. Can't plan. How? What's? The first one.
So let's just start. We're in Florida, and this is where we first see Ryan Gosling. Personally, I don't find him attractive, but apparently he's like the hottie of
He's a pretty
Hollywood.
boy.
Meh. But we do have Pretty Boy, which I won. I think we mentioned on the last podcast that we were discussing who's Pretty Boy versus...
You only had 10 people.
And I still couldn't find it, so as soon as I find it
10
all...
people, vote. And I'm pretty sure if it was like out of 100 or at least 20...
Chris Evans versus
Chris Hemsworth would be higher than Chris Evans.
I don't think so. He's not a pretty boy. He's rugged.
He's not rugged.
Yes, he's rugged.
What if he has a beard? Yeah, but most of the time you see him, he's clean shaved.
So you're saying Chris Hemsworth and Jason Momoa are
Jason
pretty...
Momoa is not a pretty boy.
I put them in the same category.
They are not. Not even close.
Yes.
Jason Momoa is definitely rugged and not a pretty boy. Chris Hemsworth
But he
and
is
Chris
very
Evans are pretty boys.
No disrespect, sir.
But I
Love
think
you.
Chris Hemsworth is more of a pretty boy.
I don't think so. Chris Evans is.
Oh, you're just weird.
Okay, so we are in Florida, and this is when we meet Ryan Gosling. He is in prison for killing his dad, we find out. I'm just jumping to it because I'm not
That's
coming
fine.
back. So he's been in there for a while, and he's chewing gum, and he's like, whatever, what do you want me for? And the dude, which we turned out to be Billy Bob Thornton, which is Fitzroy, who is his kind of handler, I guess. He's saying, hey, we can get you out now if you promise to train with us and you be in CIA and you work for us exclusively, and then you don't have to be in jail anymore. So he decides, yeah, why not? Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, who wants to be in jail?
So he is in what is called the Sierra program, and it is called Gray Man because in this program, it is a gray area where you can commit all these crimes and nothing happens to you. So you can murder people, kill people, do all this shit.
All the collateral damage.
All collateral damage, and nothing is going to happen because it's a gray area because you're doing it for the government, apparently. So apparently that's a real thing, too.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, so we are going to start off our little adventure in Bangkok. So they're at a club, and Ryan Gosling's in this red suit, and he's waiting there. He has, his friend, whose name is Miranda,
Yeah.
hands him a squirt gun, which I didn't understand the significance
I
for
don't
that.
understand that either because I think it was alcohol in there and he didn't like
Because usually those
shoot it. Yeah, they'll shoot it in there.
Yeah, spray it in people's. That's what I anticipated it was, but I was like, I don't know. Other than that, and he's like, I don't have a permit for that, and she's like, it's not that kind of party.
Yeah, shoot him up party, I guess.
Anyway, so the reason why he is there is he has a target and he's going to shoot through the floor with his giant ass fucking gun.
Yeah,
it's like 4 children long.
Yeah,
like
it's like a ginormous freaking.
I was like
a rifle or whatever the fuck it is.
I wrote down, could he get a bigger gun?
Yeah, probably could.
But he was going to shoot through 2 floors. So he has the floor above him, and then there's one more floor above that, and he was going to shoot through and kill the
gun
guy.
Has like a scanner or infrared on it, so he can see who's in the floors up. It's like a see-through type thing, like pretty badass
like
technology
Superman.
on that gun.
He can see through shit. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then this is when I had the epiphany that the Duke is in this. So going forward, Carmichael is the Duke because that's how I know him and that's how I fell in love with him.
Wow. Okay.
You know I love him. He is a hot black man who's British.
Okay.
I told you if you dressed up in like the Duke's attire, you would be like infinitely hotter.
I mean, you technically can't love 2 people, so.
I can love as many people as I want.
Okay, that's good to know.
Anyway, so let's go back to Bangkok. He decides not to take out the dude because there's a kid there and he doesn't want to hit the kid. So he stands down. Oh, gun got jammed. So instead, he pulls a fire alarm and starts taking people out by hand. So he has a knife. He's stabbing people, cutting people's throats.
He's finding knives.
He's finding knives and killing people. And then this is when we get to the point where he is against the guy he's supposed to come against, which is unrealistic because they are amongst the fireworks tubes. Now, if you've ever been sitting next to fireworks, they're very fucking loud and very fucking hot. So in Bangkok, I don't know if anybody's been there, but when they set off fireworks, they do it right because they have a shit ton. So, unrealistic fight scene.
I mean, it is a movie, so.
Unrealistic fight scene. There we go. He's fighting him, and all of a sudden he stabs the dude, and he's down. And as it turns out, the guy he's fighting against, his name is Four, and he has a chip that has all of the secrets of the CIA.
Basically, Carmichael's.
The Duke, excuse you.
I don't give a fuck. Dirty evidence. Dirty.
Which you'll find out at the end.
Secrets.
It's not really a spoiler or anything, but take a shot. The dogs are fighting. But like lazily pulling on a rope.
It's cute.
The laziest dogs in existence. Okay. So he takes the chip, the guy's dying, and then he escapes. And so this is when the onslaught of the movie starts happening. Everybody's now going to be after Six. And so he is just fighting his way through Bangkok. So he gets out, he changes clothes, he's like, 42 regular? He's asked that like 4 or 5 times in this fucking movie. I'm like, what are you, Keanu Reeves and fucking John Wick? Like, calm down.
I mean, it kind of is John Wicky. I mean,
they
because
should have had Keanu Reeves then. I would have enjoyed it way more.
Freaking, 4 or 5 or 6 different clans coming after him? So it's kind of John Wicky.
So it's John Wicky. So in this movie, they actually did something very iconic in Asia. I lived in Korea for 5 years. I've mentioned that before. And they have something in Asia called video game rooms, which in Korea is called PC Bong. Bong means room, so PC room. And this is where they have all these computers. You go and play video games there. You can spend like hours there. And people
That's freaking awesome.
And so it's you can smoke in there. I don't think you would like it. But
gross.
For the most part, like they are actually across Asia. So a lot of Chinese like companies have those, and Thailand apparently has them. I didn't know that, but overall, it's just they have these like PC rooms where you can go spend some money.
Besides the smoking part,
sometimes they have smoking, sometimes they don't, depending on how fancy they are. And so this is when we figure out who Chris Evans is. He is in Monaco torturing a guy with jumper cables, which he like a man after my own heart.
You have a lot of people after your heart, babe.
I know.
I'm not sure how I should take this.
Oh, Fifi got the rope. Okay. She just doesn't want to play with him anymore. Aw, take a shot. All right, so Chris Evans is a bad guy. His name is Lloyd
Henson.
Henson. I was going to say Hensworth, but that was not right.
Definitely not.
So, Lloyd...
It's supposed to be a evil Billy Badass.
Evil Billy Badass kind of is, but he has a porn stash. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I hate it. I know how I feel.
It's just an evil look.
It's not evil. It's just like you're a pedo.
It's like a Hitler. It's the Hitler stash.
Great.
That's probably what they're trying to, put off there. Because he was doing a lot of collateral damage.
He was. So this is when Carmichael is kind of freaking out. So Carmichael is the Duke again. And he is hiring Lloyd to help him. And so he's talking to Suzanne. And this saying makes me laugh a little bit. If you like breathing, you may want to fix this. So Suzanne is...
I'm still confused on how this is her fault anyway. Like... I guess because she sent 6 out and then 6 changes on agenda.
Yeah.
Or something.
And has he's gone rogue kind of.
Yeah.
AWOL. But he is making a better decision because he doesn't want to kill his people because it's not okay. And he wants to take people down for that. But.
I mean, he already killed 4, which he shouldn't have done.
He didn't know until he already stabbed him. So he's dying anyway. So this is when we're in Bangkok right now. This is when. Oh, take another shot. This is when 6 goes from Bangkok to Chiang Mai. I looked this up. He drove his little taxi car 10 fucking hours.
Hey.
I don't think that's believable, but let's pretend, okay? So I literally put Bangkok to Chiang Mai is 10 fucking hours. I wrote fucking there. And yeah. That's where he gets picked up by this big cargo plane.
Yeah,
and
cargo plane.
And this is when Fitzroy is helping him out, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna rescue you. Here you go." And while he's on the fucking plane, Fitzroy's niece gets kidnapped
by Lloyd Henson.
Lloyd Henson, which is true. That was a really good idea. But the thing is, this movie would have been so much shorter if they just killed Claire.
Okay, so you're all up for killing kids too. Nice, good to know.
I was
duly noted.
Not really, but so they kidnap Fitzroy's kid. She's in not Bangkok, Hong Kong. That's where his house is, and he wants to have a normal life for her. I'm like, yeah, she is a white kid in fucking Hong Kong, and you want a normal life for her.
Well, he can't have a normal life for her. So
anyway, so I was like, that's dumb. That was a dumb comment.
Well, he can't be United States.
He makes a lot of fucking stupid comments in this movie, and it pisses me off.
Who does?
Billy Bob Fitzroy. So this is when Fitzroy changes his tune. He calls the guys on the plane and he's like, take them out painlessly. Just do it quick. Get it done.
I think he said do it painlessly because he didn't want them to shoot him while he was asleep. That's why he said painless or quick and painless. No. Yeah. So they would use a knife.
And this is when I put fight scene like a million.
Like a million.
And so the plane, we're on the plane, and he is awake, and he sprays them with a fire extinguisher. I don't know.
And they get their little fight on. I mean, basically, someone ends up pulling out a gun because he's beating everybody's ass. They end up shooting.
Which was stupid.
End up, I think, hitting the engine.
Yeah.
And then a
Parts
guy
of the
flies
panels
out.
Fall off.
Yeah, a guy flies out and blows up the other engine. So now they're missing 2 engines and the plane like ripping apart. And one guy ends up having to be able to jump out with a parachute. And when the plane splits in half, that's when 6 basically falls out of it. And he finds the guy with a parachute and then goes after him. And he ends up landing safe. And the guy is stuck in a mountain hanging there.
Yeah, he's hanging off a cliff.
And he calls Fitzroy back. And Fitzroy, I guess, changes his tone again. He's like, hey, how's it going? He's like, I've been better. And he's like, what about the team? They've been better.
And he's like, what happened? There. And he's like, oh, they got Claire. And so this is when his 6's view changes. So this is when he's like, okay, now this is bigger. This is what we're going to do now. Fuck my life kind of situation. So we then take a nice little stroll back in time 2 years earlier. This is when he meets Claire for the first time. He has to
Yeah.
protect her because his
Fitzroy is going out of town.
he's out of town, but his address got leaked.
Oh,
and so
leaked,
then
yeah.
this is where Six has to go take care of her and make sure she doesn't die, which she has a pacemaker. And I'm like, it is like the most uninvasive procedure in existence. Like,
Well, a pacemaker already malfunctioned once, so and he had to rush her to the hospital.
I don't know what kind of pacemaker that they have, unless it's
It
like
malfunctioned. That's what they said. It
But
just malfunctioned.
locating a pacemaker,
What do you mean?
because when he goes to Vienna to visit the guy for the cleaner for his passport and shit, he's like, I need to find a pacemaker, and he's like, okay, here you go. And they found out where it was, and I was like,
Yeah, they all have serial numbers.
I don't know, that was weird. But that's anyway. So then he protects her and he kills a dude. I'm over it. Like, he met her, he's family, great, and that's pretty much it. What were you gonna say?
Nothing.
Oh, I thought you were going to comment about it.
No. I was like, what?
Now we're in Vienna. So another country to add to our
It
list.
was like the 5th place now.
It's like 400th. How much? Like, I want to know how much this cost to make. Because if they're traveling to all these fucking places, and they did a lot of damage to Prague, so.
It did. I mean, usually when they do that, they make like a miniature version of it. So
Sure. So they're in Vienna. Well, he's in Vienna, and he goes to this dude, and he gives him a lot of money to pretty much make him a passport and get him so he can travel quickly.
But at this time, Lloyd had already set out a hit to everyone on for 6. So
And so the guy was taking a picture of him, and he's like, oh, one step closer. Oh, okay. And there's a trapdoor, and he falls through the trapdoor, which is into an oubliette, which is great.
yeah, and Six did not see that coming. Surprisingly,
I did.
He's what is it? He was
suspected.
suspicious, but he didn't know about the trapdoor. So he ended up getting trapped, and
It would have been a different story if there's alligators.
yeah, if there was like shit down there to like take him out, but he wanted his money, so he didn't want to kill him. So then Lloyd obviously catches wind of him being trapped by this dude. They show up at this guy's house, and the guy's like, I demand money. And he gets shot.
And like this again, I put, why does Lloyd have a pedo stash?
So then they're trying to find where Six is. They end up finding that he's trapped in this little thing. So then like 3 or 4 guys circle around it. But in the whole meantime, Six was basically making like a makeshift bomb to blow himself out. And he did, which was pretty badass how he did it. Gets out, and then kind of like another little fight scene sort of between
That's what I wrote. Another fight scene.
Porn Stash and Six. And
Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna like list out every little detail.
well, no, we're not going to list out every
Fuck.
detail. That's the whole point of like watching the movie. And then so then Chris Evans basically is like, I guess has Six on the wall and was trying to like bring him in, and Six drops a grenade in the middle of him.
Yeah. And he's like, shit. Okay.
This is like one of the first of many grenades that are dropped in front of Porn Stash's face. So they
I
split.
felt bad for him a little bit.
I mean, he had like 4.
He had his fingers blown off by a flare?
A flare gun.
A flare gun. He got shot again in the back. And he just keeps on going.
I mean, he was a pretty shitty person.
He was a shitty person. But so we're going to kind of segue off of that. We go back to Croatia. This is kind of where the headquarters is. It's like where we kind of end the movie, but we're not to that part yet. Just hold tight, hang tight. We flash over to Croatia. This is where Fitzroy is. This is where Claire is. And the guy's got a little rough with Claire. He's like, she has a pacemaker. The whole point of a pacemaker is to make your heart have a pace. Shaking her won't do shit unless you destroy the pacemaker in the process. So her having a pacemaker doesn't mean shit.
It already malfunctioned once.
They
so maybe
fixed
it
it.
could malfunction again.
It was 2 years ago they fixed it. So I'm just like, Billy Bob, do better, fucker. Like,
Have you had a pacemaker?
no, but I think
Okay,
I need
then.
one. My grandma did. I think my mom has one.
Okay, then. You don't know how they work. Are you a doctor? Did you make one?
No, but I know how they work.
You know how they work.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
They put it in your heart, and so whenever your heart starts to slow down or acts erratically, it'll like
So they don't like malfunction if you maybe
My
land on
grandma's
it
didn't.
wrong, or maybe if you get punched in the chest.
My
it
grandma
can
had
never
one in
mess
for
up.
40 years. So, yeah, no, hers never malfunctioned. She only had to upgrade it once
Well,
because she had it for 40 fucking years. So, I win.
well, hers malfunctioned in the movie. So.
Oh, really? Stupid. So we go to Prague. And this is where Margaret is, who is a retired CIA agent, I guess. And so Six mails Margaret the little device. She gets it. She checks her mail and she finds out what's on the device, even though it was encrypted. So encrypted meaning it's hard to get into. It's hard to figure out. Well, she's a genius, obviously. And
or maybe she just knows people.
Well, she figured it out on her own. So she figures out what's on the device. And so what we figure out is Carmichael, the Duke, and Lloyd are doing nefarious things that are against their unsolicited acts of violence or something. I forgot what they unsolicited something. Assignments, unsolicited assignments. Mm-hmm. So they're not supposed to be doing them. They're not
They're
approved.
Basically doing unapproved jobs on the company like dime and
they were not supposed to.
And rep.
So after we figure all this out, it is with Six, Margaret, and then Miranda, who was all there. And so bullets start to fly in, and Margaret saves what's his fucking face, Six, and throws him down a trap door. Miranda leaves, and then fucking Margaret blows the place up.
Yeah, she's
like, fuck this. Bye,
she's
bitches.
like, whatever they're paying you, they're not paying y'all enough, and just blows everybody up,
and then
including herself.
Then we have another fight scene.
Is there a fight scene? No, this is a chase scene.
No, fight/chase scene, because he gets arrested on park bench, and then he's trying to shoot, and then everybody's shooting at each other.
It's just
that's a shot. That's a fight scene, and then there's a chase scene, and then at the end, I put, "Good job, you just destroyed Prague."
Yeah, they did destroy Prague.
It was everybody's dead. Like nobody lives.
Yeah,
anymore.
like there was 3 teams there plus cops, and everyone basically got taken out.
And then this is when
definitely not getting
where
paid
did he
enough.
go out? He was at a place he was at the vet, I think.
Yeah,
and then he gets stabbed through the hand.
Yeah, because there was one more guy left, and that was the Indian guy,
the Indian dude.
Yeah,
and he stabs him through the hand, and he's known
he
as
stabs him with the scissors
side,
but misses the kidney and the liver.
So this guy is known as the lone
Fifi's
wolf.
on my lap.
Fifi's on the lap. Take a shot. He is known as the lone wolf because he's the last man standing.
Yeah,
of his
100%.
And I give him props because at the end he's a decent dude. Now we go back to Croatia.
Bouncing around.
Seriously.
Bouncing around.
This is where Six is going to rescue Fitzroy and Claire. But he did a shitty job. And guess what?
What?
There's more fighting.
He does not do a shitty job. No. The only thing that,
he does a shitty job with Fitzroy because Fitzroy dies.
Oh, well, Fitzroy shouldn't have been out in the open when people were shooting.
I thought he was a trained killer too, so why isn't he helping? He did very little.
He's retired. He's old.
This is the point. I'm rooting for the bad guys now.
She's just evil.
I was just over it. I'm like, oh my God, this is stupid. Oh my God. And so I'm like, you know what? Let's go Lloyd. Like, this is where his fingers got blown off. And then they're running around this area and it's a labyrinth. And then I put, maybe they'll meet David Bowie.
Yeah, that terrible
That was not
movie.
A terrible movie.
Fuck yeah, it was.
I don't even know who it was.
Terrible.
You don't even know who David Bowie is.
I don't
and that
give
makes
a
me
shit.
sad.
Give two shits.
So then we have, guess what?
Fight scene.
Another fight scene.
Yeah, but this is like a sexy fight scene.
So this is a sexy fight
they
scene.
They both get, Six gets stabbed quite a few times.
In a fountain. And they're just
Yeah.
going at it. And they're two big guys. But I do have to say, Lloyd has Six in size. Lloyd was bigger than Six.
No, he's not. They're about the same size.
But he was a little bit more hoof.
No, because when
Solid.
you missed it. When you went to go use the restroom, Ryan Gosling had his shirt off, and he's a pretty big dude in the movie.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying.
And I think he's taller than Chris Evans.
I think they're about the same size.
I don't think. We'll look it up later.
We'll look it up.
Or I'll look it up right now while you're talking.
So there's another fight scene. This one was a good one because this is the end, thank God. And so...
Oh my God. Shut your dirty mouth.
What I put on there is... Because they were in the fountain, and the funny thing is, this is after Chris Evans, who is playing Lloyd, gets shot with the... What is it? Oh, I keep on forgetting the word. Flash. What is it?
Flare grenade? Flare gun?
Flare gun. The flare gun, and he gets shot twice with it. He loses his fingers, and so now he's tied it off with his shoelace. But again, now I'm thinking his boot is shoelaceless, so it's going to make it harder to walk and run in and fight in. So, but c'est la vie, that is my point of view. And then he gets into the fountain, and he's like, God, that stings! Because it's dirty water.
Splash him with the water, and it's like big ass burn on his back.
But it's dirty water from a fountain.
God, that stings. I mean, I like Chris Evans in this.
He definitely probably will get an infection if he didn't get shot.
I mean, he was not going to survive anyway, so.
Probably not. I mean, take off more fingers. But then I put, they need to drain the fountain because there was a lot of blood in there.
A lot of blood.
No, that's...
And off a side note, they're both the same height. They're both 6 feet.
So 6 feet, but Chris Evans was girthier.
I don't think so.
Broader.
I don't think so. It looked like Ryan in that part. It looked like Ryan Gosling had Chris Evans for sure.
Oh, I mean he did because the good guy has to win apparently.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm talking about in size.
Okay.
So
this is when the girl Suzanne comes in and she shoots Lloyd, and then she shoots Six in the leg, and he's like, "You'll survive." But we have to have the same story. So this is how's it going to go down so everybody can get acquitted or whatever it's called. And so we are in Washington, D.C.
We're in the States now.
Six is attached to a bed, recovering. He's going to be going to prison, but at least he's alive. Claire is now a hostage. And 3 people. So we have Suzanne, Miranda, and the Duke Carmichael. They're all like in front of... I guess
like the CIA freaking higher ups or some shit.
And they're like, well, since everybody has the same story, blah, 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 you're okay. Just make sure this shit, I don't want to see you guys here ever, like anytime soon. And they're like, okay, fine, thank you. And so now everybody's good. And this is when Suzanne's like, oh, I won. I got this. I'm a big badass now, even though she didn't really do very much and she sucks. So she's like, just as long as I have the girl, he's going to work for me. Doesn't matter what happens. Like, he's working for me now because I have Claire. And
terrible.
Little does she know, as soon as they enter to talk to him, he's gone. And
he took out like 5 or 6 people out of the bed. And now he's... I mean, not really, because it's mostly Claire sitting in a room with loud music on crying because of the gunshot.
She's such a bitch.
And he's like taking people out. And he ends up saving her from this like prison that she's in, and
then they live happily ever after and then
drive off into the sunset. Getting married, that's gross. But I was like, what about Carmichael and Suzanne? Like, they're still gonna fucking come after him.
Maybe not. Maybe they're just like, okay, cut our losses. We lost so many agents.
Probably. I mean, she did say that he went through like 30 of their best agents.
And so I find it a waste.
Walk in a park. And so they might as well just leave that fucking dude alone.
Because he's just going to take out more and more people. But the thing is, I think they did that to leave room for a possibility of a second movie. And
well, yeah, because you still have those 2 shitty people still alive. So, but I don't know if there was anything at the end, but I mean, I don't know.
We watched it till the end.
No, it was... The Netflix thing was going to switch over to something else.
But that's the movie. We didn't go into big detail about fight scenes. If you are a big action movie, this is definitely a movie for you.
Like, it's a mixture between John Wick and Shoot 'Em Up. The guy, that Shoot 'Em Up movie, the guy that always eats carrots, whatever the fuck his name is. You never saw that movie?
Maybe not. I don't know.
I think it's called Shoot 'Em Up, I want to say.
I've never seen that.
I can't remember the name of the guy, but I told you this. He's like, says he always eats carrots. Like throughout the whole movie, he's always eating carrots.
Vision.
Because it's for vision. And he says that. So
I just guessed.
Yeah, but he says that in the movie too. So it's a mixture between those two. But Are
What is the noises? What are those noises?
Cause you're gonna. What's your score?
6.
I knew it. I knew it.
Hey, but it's better than below a 5, so it's a 6. I am not. I get bored very fast if it's just an action movie. If it's action comedy, I can deal with it.
There was comedy.
There was no.
Chris Evans was funny.
I don't think he was intentionally trying to be funny.
What else was he trying to be? If
Because
it makes
we know
you
him as-
giggle, then it's funny.
Captain America, a guy who was supposed to be
Stop.
super. Take a shot. A guy who's supposed to be super wholesome and America's. Fuck, I don't know, like superhero, America's superhero. That's what
yeah.
he called. So he's supposed to be the super wholesome dude. Yeah, it's funny coming from that guy. If it was any other person, it wouldn't have been funny. It would have just been menacing and stupid. So I'm not an action movie person. I will say this over and over again. I will painfully sit through it, but I hate that. Deadpool, hilarious, action movie, perfect. Like they have a lot of comments, a lot of Easter eggs, things I can watch that over and over again and still catch random stuff I've missed before. So there's a difference. If it's just action for action's sake, like Fast and the fucking Furious, I will never watch those. Do not choose that. I will not watch those. I find stupid chase movies dumb.
Well, I only seen like the first 2.
Anyway, so I give it a 6, a solid 6, only because I'm not an action movie person. But overall, it had good scenes. It definitely bounced around a lot, which I felt like didn't necessarily need that. But
bounce around only traveling wise. That's not bouncing around. There's different freaking agencies in different locations. So
anyway, that's my score, and I'm sticking by it. What's your score?
Oh man, I want to say 10, but I mean, like Deadpool's a 10. Well, Deadpool's higher than a 10. I'll say like 9.5. Let's do a 9.5.
Okay, so 7.75 is our average.
Yeah, because she gave it a terrible score for no reason.
That was not a terrible score. I can give it a 0.
Oh, I gave your movie 0, so because they're terrible.
I mean, this movie could have been cut down to an hour and a half. It would have been fine.
Maybe not.
All right, so those are our scores. Definitely watch it if you like action movies. Force your loved ones to watch it too if they don't like it, because I had to. Now we're going to move on. So I know this is going to come out after St. Patrick's Day. We were a little late on this because I totally forgot about that holiday. But we wanted to represent that holiday. And we're actually on St. Patrick's Day weekend. So we're recording during the holiday. But this is not going to come out for a couple weeks. So, But we are going to go through this. Do you want to start or do you want me to?
Sure.
Okay.
What is this again?
St. Patrick's Day facts, just random facts.
Okay.
I got this information from history.com and worldstrides.com, just citing my sites.
So, in Chicago, the plumbers local 110 union dyes the river Kelly green. The dye lasts for around 5 hours. That's interesting.
That's in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a river that goes down like through Chicago and they dye it.
Nice.
So it's very
That's a lot of freaking dye.
festive. Is that it?
For
Okay.
that one, yeah.
Okay. The real St. Patrick was born in Britain. Much of what is known about St. Patrick's life has been interwoven with folklore and legend. Historians generally believe that St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland, was born in Britain, not Ireland, near the end of the 4th century. At age 16, he was kidnapped by Irish raiders and sold as a slave to a Celtic priest in Northern Ireland. After toiling for 6 years as a shepherd, he escaped to Britain and he eventually returned to Ireland as a Christian missionary.
Damn.
That was
I
a
did
lot.
not know any of that.
Right?
Freaking sold as a slave.
That's
Beer is one of the most widely consumed beverages on St. Patty's Day. Well, that one's an obvious one.
I know. I gave you the short ones because I know you don't like reading.
I don't mind reading.
I know, but
Well, when it's this.
yeah. Next one. There were no snakes around for St. Patrick to banish from Ireland. Among the legends associated with St. Patrick is that he stood atop an Irish hillside and banished snakes from Ireland, prompting all serpents to slither away into the sea. In fact, research suggests snakes never occupied the Emerald Isle in the first place. There are no signs of snakes in the country's fossil record, and water has surrounded Ireland since the last glacial period. Before that, the region was covered in ice and would have been too cold for the reptiles. So no snakes, bitch. Let's move to Ireland.
Let's go. I'm down. Let's do it.
Blimey
Do it.
Stone.
Your odds of finding a 4-leaf clover are about 1 in 10,000. Well, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
It's better than winning the lottery.
I found like 2 4-leaf clovers in one day.
Hey, there you go. You should have played lottery that day then. Did you?
I was like 12.
Well, whose fault is that? Could have been a millionaire.
Sure. I couldn't even play it. So, leprechauns are likely based on Celtic fairies. The red-haired, green-clothed leprechaun is commonly associated with St. Patrick's Day. The original Irish name for these figures of folklore are Labrechín, meaning small-bodied fellow.
Aww.
That's cute. Belief in leprechauns likely stems from the Celtic belief in fairies, tiny men and women who could use their magical powers to serve good or evil. In Celtic folktales, leprechauns were cranky souls responsible for mending the shoes of the other fairies. Well, yeah, of course they're going to be cranky. They're fixing fucking shoes.
Right. The world's shortest St. Patrick's Day parade is held in an Irish village. It lasts only 100 yards between the village's 2 pubs. Oh,
so they get like wasted at one, and they try to make it to
the other one, and then by that
That's
time
fun.
they're dunskies.
Definitely before we die, I want to go to Ireland. So this is a list, and I want to do all the haunted castles. The shamrock was considered a sacred plant. The shamrock, a 3-leaf clover, has been associated with Ireland for centuries. It's called the semroy by the Celts, and was considered a sacred plant that symbolized the arrival of spring. According to legend, St. Patrick used the plant as a visual guide when explaining the Holy Trinity. By the 17th century, the shamrock had become a symbol of emerging Irish nationalism. So do you know what the Holy Trinity is?
No.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Oh.
Because he was a Christian missionary. So he would be like, look at this clover. We have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Wow.
Sorry.
St. Patrick never got canonized by a pope, making his saintly status somewhat questionable.
So being canonized makes you a saint. So if you're not canonized by a pope, that you're not a saint.
So technically,
he might not
he's
be
not a Saint Patrick. He's just Patrick.
Sir Patrick?
Sir Patrick.
Irish immigrants began observing St. Patrick's Day in Boston in 1737, and the first St. Patrick's Day parade in America was held in New York City in 1766.
Of course it was in New York City.
Of course, because it's obviously that makes a lot of sense, because when immigrants would come over on ships, they would go through, what is it called?
Panama Canal.
That's in Panama in Central America.
Oh, I knew that. I was just testing your knowledge.
I forgot what the aisle, like in New York, where the Statue of Liberty is. What is that thing called?
Statue of Liberty.
I fucking hate you. I sound like a dumbass, and I can't think of the name of it. It's gonna pop in my head.
Fuck if I know. I don't know anything about New York besides that's where they usually drop the ball at.
That's the only thing you know. The aisle where immigrants came through in New
Wow, that's
York.
a long phrase.
Yeah, but I find it. Ellis Island.
Yeah, I would never.
Ellis Island is where a lot of immigrants came through. That's where a lot of Irish went through, and so they would come through there. So obviously New York would probably be more populated with Irish people, and so that's probably why they had the...
True.
That makes sense.
True.
Sorry, I sounded really stupid, but I could not fucking think of it.
Why does that make you sound stupid? Because you can't think of something odd one. Let's see. Did that one? So March 17th is not St. Patrick's birthday. St. Patrick's Day observers who might have thought they were celebrating the saint's birthday will be surprised to learn that March 17th, 461 AD is actually the day he died.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, 461 AD. That was a long time ago.
Right? Another long one. The Irish were once scorned in America. Beginning in 1845, a devastating potato blight, so the potato famine, caused widespread hunger throughout Ireland. What?
Didn't know that was a thing.
It was.
Oh, okay.
throughout Ireland. While approximately 1 million perished, another 2 million abandoned their land in the largest single population movement of the 19th century. Most of the exiles, nearly a quarter of the Irish nation, came to the shores of the United States. Once they arrived, the Irish refugees were looked down upon as disease-ridden, unskilled, and a drain on welfare budgets.
Damn.
I mean, that sucks because it was potato famine. Like, they didn't have any food.
But what about rice and fucking other
Rice
shit?
doesn't grow in Ireland.
Do they not have export there?
Not really in the 1800s.
Okay.
Do you know where Ireland is?
In Ireland?
Good job!
No.
Okay, do you know where Europe is?
Sure. Yeah. 100%.
I'm not confident in your response.
You shouldn't be.
So, Europe is across the Atlantic Ocean from us. So, New York, that's the ocean. That's the Atlantic Ocean. Right across.
Got it.
Do you know where France is? It's in the middle.
Okay.
North of that is England.
Okay.
England is an island.
You know what I was about to say?
Oh, God.
I was like, oh, the one with the boot, right? That's Italy, though.
That's south. So, north of France, we have England, which is an island. Across a little, strait is Ireland, and it's an island.
So they don't... And it is pretty expensive, I think, well, it takes a long time to take boat transport ships.
Right. Would take about 17 weeks to transport from...
Well, they better get those fucking boats moving.
You got to get those motors. No, it was wind transport.
Let's see. Oh, so it used to be a dry holiday. St. Patrick's Day was considered a religious holiday in Ireland for most of the 20th century, so all pubs would close on March 17th. Once it became a national holiday in 1970, everything changed and pubs became a go-to spot for many to celebrate. Damn.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
I like that we just had a geography lesson for you just to figure out where Ireland is.
Yeah.
Should have made a picture, God damn it.
I am a
we need to have
a map back. That would be fucking great if we did.
And I can just point at it with a stick.
You'd be like, oh, here. And I'm like, oh, dope. We should, actually.
The boot is Italy.
You said Ireland, see? And that's why I am fucked up in the head.
All right, moving on. If anybody wants to donate a world map,
pretty big that we can put on the wall, that would be dope.
Just to help him out. Corned beef and cabbage was an American innovation. The meal that became St. Patrick's Day staple across the country, corned beef and cabbage was an American innovation. That's what it just said. Okay. While ham and cabbage were eaten in Ireland, corned beef offered a cheaper substitution for impoverished immigrants.
Corned beef is fucking gross. So, gross. It tastes like poop. Anyway.
You taste like poop.
Well, yeah, because I take poops. Let's see. Okay. So, there are no female leprechauns. Well, that's just sexist. Jesus. There has been no record of female leprechauns. Some have even said that leprechauns are the rejected fairies who have been ousted by, I said it right, by the fairy community, which explains why they aren't usually described as grouchy creatures who are prone to mischief. Which explains why they're usually described as grouchy creatures prone to mischief.
Isn't that interesting?
That there's no female leprechauns?
Yeah.
So how do they reproduce?
See, they're fairies. So the fairies sleep with the leprechauns before they become leprechaun-y. I don't know. I'm just coming up.
I was like, what?
And so they get their jiggy with it.
They get jig. Aren't fairies like this big too?
Yeah, leprechauns are tiny.
Not that damn tiny.
Not the movie Leprechaun. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of this whole time.
Hearts, stars, horseshoes, clovers, and blue moons. Pots of golden rainbows and me red balloons.
Oh, is that the song?
For
that he
Lucky
sings?
Charms.
Oh, is that Lucky? You're going to make my brain explode. You're just bringing up random things from random other things.
It was a leprechaun. Leprechauns are Lucky Charms.
Yeah, you're talking about the movie, and you're talking about singing a cereal commercial. That was a song in Leprechaun, 'cause I haven't seen it in ages. So I don't know.
I don't think I've ever watched that.
You've never seen Leprechaun?
I think it terrified me because they looked like a doll, and dolls freak me out.
Wow. That might be one of my movies then.
It could be.
It could be. Maybe.
I probably will be sad, but okay. St. Patrick didn't wear green. His color was St. Patrick's blue. The color green became associated with St. Patrick's Day after it was linked to the Irish independence movement in the late 18th century.
I should have kept it blue.
Blue.
Then all of our beers would be blue.
Oh my
like
God.
your sweater.
It is blue. And it says sleepy and creepy.
So before St. Patrick became a missionary, he had been kidnapped at the age of 16 and taken to an Irish. Oh, we kind of already said that.
Yeah, I think I got to repeat too, so I'm going to skip over it. Because we were doing the shamrock was a metaphor for the Holy Trinity. We already did that one, so I'm skipping over that. St. Patrick was his name. This Irish names, if you have not known it, legit Irish names are hard. So please
bear with you.
Forgive me. So St. Patrick was born Mewin Sukkot, but changed his name to Patricius after becoming a priest.
That smile is pretty evil.
I tried. I really tried on that one. That's all mine. Are you finished?
So, yep. So he's a priest and he is a saint.
But he's not canonized, so he's not a real saint. So suck it.
Maybe he was, but he just wasn't on record.
Could be.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Let's ask him.
Let's pull out my Ouija board. Let's go. Don't tempt me with a good time.
I bet you would.
You just would be scared and sad.
I would not do that because it would probably be some other demon of some other realm.
Be like,
that
are we
would come
talking to
through.
St. Patrick? No. Be like, great.
Yeah, sure it is.
Whatever you need.
Yeah, whoever you want me to be.
Sweet. So next episode, I get to choose a movie, and I am choosing the movie called Death of a Vlogger, Vlogger. You can find it on Tubi, Amazon Prime, just a bunch of places. So you can seriously search it. That's hard to say. Seriously search it, and you'll be
seriously
able to
search it.
Seriously,
how hard is that?
I have a list.
Manager special.
Shut. That is the only thing you have me on, bro. That's not even funny.
It's fucking hilarious.
Which one is the boot-shaped country?
Ireland, obviously.
Obviously. So that's the movie. What's the topic, sir?
I have a bad long-term memory. So.
Do you suffer from long-term memory loss?
I do. 100%.
I can't remember. That's a song.
Oh, let me guess. It's...
What's the next holiday? Has a bunny in it.
Martin Luther King Day?
No.
Your birthday.
That's not a holiday.
No, it should be. Easter?
Yes.
Oh.
Easter facts. Come on, bro.
I was close. I was getting there eventually. Sort of.
As we sit here and question, is Lur really a dawdler? Yes. Yes,
no,
he is.
I don't know what my subject was.
I helped you. So we are going to do Easter facts. So, because it's around the time that this will come out. So it'll be around. Well, we can talk about scary bunnies and shit.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Scary bunnies.
Wasn't there a movie with a scary bunny in it?
Yes. His name was Frank, and that is on Donnie Darko.
I haven't seen that. So
It has what's his face in it.
Whoopi Goldberg?
No. I forgot his name. He's a famous dude. I can't think of it. Joaquin Phoenix. No, it's not him.
Joaquin.
No, it's not him.
No, it's not him. No, it's not him.
Don't believe that. Anyway, so those are our movies. So watch the movie next, and then we're going to cover Easter facts. But as you know, in the next few episodes, we will have another We're Not Qualified. And guess what? That's where you guys come in. So you can email us at inforthenight69@gmail.com. Email us with any of your like confessions, advice questions, stories, anything that you think would be fun to hear.
Remember, we're professionals.
Okay. And so you can email us there. You can also reach us at our website, inforthenightpodcast.com, and you can go to contact and send us an email there as well. But what else can you find on the website?
And a little merchy action and patronage.
Patreon, yes, you can find that. Or if you just want to look at our website and just see some pictures of us, definitely do that as well. That's always why it's there. But other than that, that is it for us, folks. We hope we gave you a reason to stay in for the night.
And until next time, peeps.
Peace out.